So this episode of How to Kill an Hour has some preamble in it for very good reasons. I'm about to be joined by some experts when it comes to fine drinking. So before we even started the show, we popped open a bottle. All will be revealed. Just keep listening. Can you just talk us through this prerequisite podcast? Because you're talking about letting it breathe and stuff like that. I think you've grossly misunderstood my level of ignorance.
And that's why we're here, though. Because last time we were together,
thank you, Jimmy.
You said that you don't drink whiskey. You've never really drunk whiskey. Right. So literally, when Otis left us earlier on, he was like, "Oh shoot, we forgot to bring a bottle for Marcus." Right. I was like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna step across the road to the good guys at Amorphous and go and pick something up." So when we was in there, it was like, right, we picked up a rum. Now, this rum would have been too educated.
Oh.
It's...
Okay.
Yeah, if you've ever been on a date with a girl who knows too much... And
very intimidating.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, I'm intimidated by this, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it would have been that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what have you picked me up then? What have you...
No. But what we did was we found something that would be a little more of an entry.
Okay.
So it's intriguing. She's intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a little fruity. She's a little spicy.
Just for the record,
she's got a degree.
Smart women don't intimidate me. Just saying. Ones that know a lot. Yeah.
You're married.
Yeah. No, but I appreciate intelligent, smart women.
So do I.
No, someone's trying to throw me under the bus. I just realised what happened.
Yeah.
That's right. You know I don't mind.
Take it to Jimmy Island.
You know I don't mind.
I'm losing either way because apparently I'm not good enough for a smart woman.
Or a smart drink.
No, let's pour you something. So we bought through some Bunhaben 12. It's a nice drink. It's a nice introduction, but it's flavorish.
So it's Highland based, quite smooth, mellow. Are some of the basic characteristics.
Okay.
They tend to sort of finish this in sherry cask, so there's a certain sweet element to them.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a great way to kind of segue people into whiskey without it tasting like you've drunk a bonfire.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of people, which will put a lot of people off. So this is definitely something that we thought you would appreciate and will also kind of edge you into it more and more and more and more.
All right, cool.
It's about 40 quid a bottle, so it's not going to break the bank. And
I was about to was a £9 bottle.
Producer Billy, do you want to get a glass? Or I know you're quite sensible about he doesn't like to drink unless you're driving. Thank you. Okay, right. So this is like, ooh. Oh, is that your phone? I think it's on the table.
Nah, don't even try it. It's on air.
Was
airplane mode.
So on the nose, you'll get a very kind of sweet currants, kind of stone fruits, so stuff like plums, a little bit of spice, and a little bit of the barrel, which is the woody element because it's been aged for 12 years.
Okay, right. I reckon we should do this in the actual podcast. I'm going to save my sip till the podcast because that was a great prerequisite to the podcast. So let's kick this off.
Breathe now.
We'll leave it to breathe. Okay, cool.
So that's what we was talking about.
So we've left it to breathe, and then we'll come back to that. Wicked.
We'll be all right.
Matrix around the mic.
Sorry, Billy and me got our own thing going on with the mic clicking and fritzing and svitzing and.
You're in there now. You're in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's wicked.
I mean, I'm in the corner.
In the dark.
But
we're not filled. Do you want more light on you?
No, it's all right. You know what? This podcast isn't about me. It's cool. It's about us. It's about us. So now Bronzy's turned a spotlight on me, and I can't even open my eyes.
Cue Jennifer Hudson playing in the background.
There you go. 50-50.
Thank you.
You serious?
Right, so this is eventually How to Kill an Hour. This is a show where we look for new ways to kill time. I want to thank you in advance for killing some time with us. My name is Marcus Bronzy, and I'd like a massive round of applause because today I am joined by the Glassmates.
Rowdy. Yep.
I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves because I want the listener to understand who is saying what when they talk.
I shall start then,
yes.
I guess. I'm Nigel. Arguably a drinks nerd, somebody that likes the science behind it as well as the taste. And yeah, I enjoy a good rum and a good whiskey.
Hi, I'm Jimmy and I'm a Leo. Long walks. No, so I'm Jimmy. I'm the bad one. Basically, I like a little bit of adventure. So I like to find the weird things, do the weird things, drink the weird things, talk to the weird people, and kind of just have a bit of fun, go on a bit of an adventure. So we were told once about basically never really drinking the same drink twice.
Right.
I'm now trying to incorporate that into my life, but I've realised I don't have the financial outlay to live that life. So it's buy a bottle, drink a bottle, find another bottle. So yeah.
Yeah, that's Jimmy. And I'm Otis, who you would have heard on the podcast before. I like whiskey. I am enjoying my journey through various barrels and bottles. I also enjoy rum now, but no, very little. But my brethren, my Glassmates brethren are, basically taking me by hand and helping me to explore all of that.
Usher him down the lane.
Yeah, yeah. And our plan basically is to sample as much as there is possible.
That's part of the plan.
That's my plan. What's his plan?
Not to sound like lushes, but Glassmates is the three of us. We came together maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, based on the idea that we all sort of like a drink every now and again. We would be speaking to each other and it'd be like, oh, have you tried? Have you tried? Have you tried? And someone said, you guys should sort of bottle this and, share that information with everybody else. So we sat down, we formulated something, and we've come up with Glassmates. So the idea is very much to educate people into better drinking. There's a lot more out there than sort of your Bacardis and your big brands. If you like rum, for example, or whiskeys, etc., etc. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Bacardi is ready to go check.
Hey, if you got to check, there's no bitching here. Okay, it's all positive.
Oh yeah. We love you.
But ultimately, it's about sort of bridging the gap between what the drinks industry knows and what the general public should know. It would then make the bartender's life, the drinks industry's life, a lot easier because people would have a more expansive knowledge of what they're buying. And we're trying to educate people to look beyond so what's on your supermarket shelves to the world of alcohol out there.
Excellent. And in this show, I really can't wait to talk about everything about Glassmates, including your very special event, which is literally coming out, I think, like the day after this podcast hits. And also we're going to dig around the world of tech and sort of how those things mix together as well. But if you heard some of the preamble before the show, which obviously you would have because you pressed play and listened to it from the start, you poured us this beverage, which has it had enough breathing time yet? Or does it need a bit more?
It's in the world. Take your first sip.
Okay, cool. So
we'll sip together.
I'd like you to talk me through. It's Jimmy Nigel. I'd like you to talk me through how I should be sipping this beverage, because I think there's a lot of ignorance when it comes to alcohol, and a lot of people are afraid to admit their ignorance. So I'm gonna, for all the ignorant people out there, I'm gonna be. Usually I'll just slap this in the back of my mouth and go, nice, next. So I'll have 6. Yeah, but like, what shall I do?
I guess understanding how taste works, first of all, is always important. Your nose is very much a part of the taste experience as your mouth and your tongue. If one isn't sort of functioning up to scratch, it will dull or dilute or change the taste of something. An easy way to see that is to literally block your nose and take a sip. The amount of air that...
Shall I do that now?
Yeah.
Cool. You're talking. Yeah,
he's doing it. He's actually sipping. All right, so it's strong, slightly sweet. There is an earthy kind of element, which is the barrel and the wood that you'd be getting from the bottle itself.
Ooh.
And then, you get a kind of taste explosion in the back. You get kind of spices and little bits of raisin and fruitcake and things like that kind of floating around your mouth.
It was sweet. That was very sweet towards the end.
Yeah.
So in terms of what you thought you knew of whiskey, where does that sit?
In terms of like what do I like?
No, your preconceptions of what whiskey is, because this is what our biggest problem is people have preconceptions of so many different types of spirits, especially whiskey. So
did it burn?
Whiskey, yeah, that's it. The first thing I was going to say is whiskey's fire water. When someone says whiskey to me, I think hot, strong. you know, it's not the first thing I go to because I think, well, that's a you know, I don't know. I feel like when people go for whiskey, and I'm like, oh, you're that kind of. Didn't know I was partying with someone like that. I should have had a bigger dinner. Do you know what I mean? But this is a lot smoother, and I feel like there's more to it than just a short taste. I feel like there's a long process in the flavor. Right. Maybe you were coaching me through it as well. Like I feel like it helped. But
so the thing with this particular whiskey is that it has a certain element of viscosity to it, or thickness, and that's what you see kind of dribbling down the inside of your glass.
With the legs.
Oh, so is it like with the legs of wine? So when I swirl it around and I look at the that's the viscousness. I can see the legs,
and that basically is what lingers in your mouth.
Okay.
So once you've actually swallowed, everything else that you get is sitting in that viscosity, coating your mouth, coating your tongue.
And then as what happens is like, see, if you think about it, you can probably still feel it in the back of your throat.
Yeah, I can still taste it, yeah.
And what that is that's the saliva in your mouth basically diluting and still making other chemical reactions happen.
Trying to break that down.
Okay. And this is the how do I say it?
Bunnahabhain.
Okay.
That's an education in itself. Learning how a lot of the labels are pronounced.
Listen, there's a couple of them, even when we go to the trade shows. Yeah. And you're like, can I just get your number 31 of that one, because I can't pronounce it.
Just give me that one.
It's Gaelic, and I don't speak Gaelic.
Yeah. Just give me 31 of that one. I love that. Yeah. All right, cool. I look forward to talking about loads more alcohol stuff. So I've got loads of questions that I've kind of got written down for this, and as we sip through this episode, I'll probably be able to fork out some more for you as well. One of the first things we like to talk about is how you like to kill time. Very obvious that you guys consume beverages as part of your social time.
Sure.
This is a techie show. Just before you guys popped in, Otis and I actually had a kind of interesting experience where we managed to combine, AI, for want of a better set of words, and alcohol. Do you want to talk us through that, Otis, and talk the boys through it, talk Nigel and Jimmy through it?
So, Amazon or Alexa has now been given a skill by Talisker to take you through a tasting experience.
Okay.
And actually, you said it's not just Talisker. There are quite a few brands who are jumping on this. After a simple command, Alexa, open Talisker tasting. You're then given, she then asks you which bottle you've got. You let her know which bottle you've got, and then via one of the master distillers, you're talked through the experience.
Okay.
So basically it's Alexa doing our job.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
It's competition.
So it's not good enough that I can't work in a Sainsbury's anymore because now everyone can just go to the self-serve too. There's now No. Alexa, turn yourself off.
But unless you want the Glassmates to be a part of that experience,
well, it could be.
We're open to those conversations.
The thing is, it could be though. It could be because you could have. So the experiences that you're doing, you're doing an event, it's sold out. You could extend the reach of that event. So if there's somebody in another part of the world, you could have a selection of bottles sent to them, or they could get
a selection one, so like they do with the
and they could hear you guys.
The light bulb just went off, and I'm not going to say it on here because I don't want anyone to steal our idea. But the light bulb just blew.
10%, please. I'll say that. I'll say that 10%.
You're in.
Okay, thank you. I'll take a 7%. I mean, how much? I'll take 1% if it's enough. So yeah, it was an interesting experience, but it can be improved though, right? It can be improved.
There's room for improvement.
Yeah.
The pacing.
Yeah.
Far too quick.
Yeah,
Is
it clunky?
Yeah.
Because I've got a Google Home and I use it basically for a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I do find it to be quite clunky. So they've now said they've got this thing where with the one command, where you give one command and then you can give a trailer command.
Open conversation. Yeah.
And I've tried it on Alexa as well, and it's still talking to a computer.
Yeah, and the thing is, it always will be. No matter how smooth the interface becomes, it always will be. This one is particularly clunky, but we're talking about it. They started it. They'll get feedback from people like us who have experienced it. They'll improve it. It'll become better. It will leave us on the unemployment line.
I think it could feed into your world because I genuinely. Like I said it as I'm ignorant, but I don't know a lot about alcohol, right? And it is intimidating to think I'm going to go into an environment. Like if I went to a bar with you guys, ordering a drink, What the fuck am I going to do?
You must have spoken to our friends.
You do what sensible people do, and you say to them, "You order my drink for me."
Yeah. That's what I do. I don't want any of that smoke.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a good entrance point because people really don't know you don't know what you don't know.
True.
So,
This
for
is
example, just letting a drink breathe like that so that it can improve the flavor and
oxidation, will improve the flavor.
The science behind it, I think, that's great. Do you know what I mean? And I think the more that you do get little tweaks of that, the more that conversation starts and the more that kind of brings me into your world. So I don't think you're under pressure from Alexa yet. And like you said, though, the pacing was a bit fast. It was cute that she had a Scottish accent and it was whiskey. Do you know what I mean? That was nice touch.
Right. If I get her Habiki, does she speak in Japanese?
You never know.
It could. Yeah. So that was a nice touch. So that's the way that we've been killing time. I'm just going to let you know about a couple of other ways we've been killing time as well. Actually, something we spoke about before the show started, MWC is currently, it's happening, should we say, and
we're not there. Why aren't you there, Marcus?
Do you know what it was? I think just not invited, but no one likes me. No, you know what? We've actually got people on the ground there this year that are going to be giving us some very, very exclusive information.
Cool.
But this year we've got so much going on here that unfortunately not able to get out to Barcelona.
I got
life is good.
I got so much going on too.
Yeah.
No. We've got our thing. So you couldn't.
Yeah, you know that. That's exactly the thing I've got on as well. That thing. The same thing. That thing.
I looked at my diary. I was like, it's so busy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to allow it this year before anyone could even come in with the invite. I was like, nah. I
mean, who wants to be paid to be in Spain for 3-4 days?
And the weather.
And last year it snowed anyway. So after that experience, I was like, get me out of it.
The sun is shining out there, and it looks amazing. And there have been some really big releases and some fantastic news out there. But seriously, who wants to be there right now?
Who wants it? In my favourite city in the world.
Don't be silly.
Walking up Las Ramblas.
Yeah.
Couple of pinchos.
You've been to one Ramblers. You've been in all.
We've seen them all. It's just the high street.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
High street.
But the big thing this year. Well, there's a few big things, but the big thing's got to be the folding screens.
Folding screens. Finally realised.
What's really interesting about the folding screens, when you were in Vegas, they had that ugly prototype
from Royal.
Royal. That was about the size of a 1992 laptop.
Yeah,
it wasn't that big.
It was ugly.
Big Mac.
It was
Big Mac laptop.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
like it looked like it come with like a CRT screen. Like it was that bad.
Yeah,
and then. Weeks later, they're like everyone's like, Samsung, we're ready to go. Like these are up for use. They're running. We're going to be selling them in a couple of months. The pace that things move at now, from inception to concept to release, absolutely nuts.
Well, I kind of disagree with that. I think they've all been sitting on the idea of the form factor for the past 10, 15 years. I think the realization. I think for somebody, especially like Royale, who don't have the market, they don't have the market share and their need to kind of be seen as the first, even though they won't necessarily sell as many, they definitely needed to be out there as the first. And it's kind of like what LG did with the touchscreen phones. They were the first. The Prada phone was the first touchscreen phone in the market, not the iPhone. And yet Apple
remembers?
Exactly, who remembers? And Apple came and sort of blew them out of the water. But that Prada phone was, it was Android. It was on the market for almost a year before anything called the iPhone ever kind of came out. And I think Royale were trying to kind of feed into that and kind of get out there first because they knew, all those companies know that everybody else is kind of working on the same thing. So they're very much, everybody else knows that Samsung, Huawei, Xiaomi will definitely have something before the summer. And then, Apple conference in September.
Didn't Huawei release theirs this weekend? And that was
they announced theirs.
We will see it kind of thing. And the rate, as we was talking about just before we started recording, everything has kind of plateaued. So the race isn't necessarily for hardware anymore. It's about literally the best and who can produce the best premium product, because ultimately that's what phones have become. The minute you're paying £700 for something that's entry, that's a premium product. Yeah, Apple is a
100%.
luxury brand. Like nobody will say it. Apple is a luxury brand. Samsung have jumped on that horse, and when it comes to their phones, etc., they are a luxury brand.
Yeah, I mean, and Samsung's catching up. I mean, the S10 be looking at costs $1,000. I would probably translate out to something very, very similar. And then there's the Galaxy Fold, which. Do you want to have it? Yeah. You're there, Jimmy. It's there as they're saying 1,980.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing about 180.
Euros it's 2.6 and pounds it's yeah.
That's car money.
Thank you.
That's real car money.
Well, the Huawei is what 2.2?
Yeah,
I reckon pounds, euros.
That's rent. That's a few months' rent,
right?
I could invest with that kind of money.
Yeah.
And the worst thing
is a Bitcoin. That's a quarter of a Bitcoin.
I can eventually get that out at some point. But it's funny, like you look at it, it's like you were saying, like it's now about people being able to say, I've got the something. But it's like when the iPad first came out, you kept on asking people, what does it do? No one's got an answer for you. It's going to be the same thing. So I can fold my screen. Like my screen's like the size of a house already.
As it stands, yeah.
I can watch films on it. I can watch everything on it. Like my eyes are still good. I'm not that old. But go on.
For me, so I walk with a Pixel 3 XL and
tell everyone about it.
And a Huawei Mate 20 Pro.
Oh, okay.
Big screens. Big screens.
Yeah.
I don't need glasses, but I don't like watching my content on those small screens.
I hate reading comics on the phone. I hate it.
There you go. I prefer to absorb my visual content from a pad. Do you know what I mean? If I know that my pad can fold down to the size-ish of a phone, I'm good. Take my money.
Is that to do with the screen orientation or the screen size?
Screen size, yeah. For me, it's size as well.
So screen real estate is key for you guys. If you can get if you can get it in your pocket, but you can still get the screen real estate, you think this is where the big selling point is?
Oh yeah,
for you?
definitely.
But that's where I sit personally. And these companies aren't stupid. They're not going to release products that won't sell. No one's going to release product that will bomb. Do you feel me? So
well,
all right. No, I'm putting.
I was going to say there was a Samsung. There's a Samsung a few numbers back. That was literally a bomb, but
yeah. But that was. I was going to say that wasn't a form factor error.
Yeah,
right. Do you know what I mean? That was a design.
There was very unique selling point.
What was the other thing that came out alongside Blu-ray? What was it again?
HD disc.
Yeah, that's a HD video. It's called.
Yeah,
bombed.
Yeah, but that's
always been like the history of problems with tech, isn't it? Like two things will come out at once, and one of them survives and one of them dies. And I feel that with this folding thing, I don't think it's going to survive.
I think
because of the price point for one, like. There's going to be a small amount of people who buy them, like with the Prada phone when it came out, and is it the Preview or the Virtue who make those diamond encrusted?
Yeah, Virtue, Virtue, yeah.
Like only sold in Dubai phones.
Nokia's,
yeah,
sexy Nokia's.
Like no one cares for them, no one sees them, they don't sell.
Yeah.
It's like there will always be that thing of this technology that comes out and we're like, yeah, that's the next thing, and we're all wrong in it. Look at the mini disc. I jumped on the mini disc so hard.
Yeah, but
the mini disc lasted all of 3 years.
No, mini disc is different. Mini disc is down to Sony's inability to.
But everyone made them.
No. Sony and JVC were the only people that made them, and JVC was part of the Sharp company at the time. They were the only two people that made mini disc players, and Sony refused to give licensing to people like Panasonic, etc. So they then turned around and said, you know what, this MP3 thing looks all right, we're going to push money behind
into that.
And that's why the mini disc died. The mini disc, in terms of a product or being a good form factor, it was way better than the CD.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've still got mine.
Again, the money wasn't behind it, and Sony time and time again, same thing with the Vio PCs. They had opportunity to incorporate certain things into their computers, but no, they wanted to go it alone and have their form factor for themselves, and end up shooting themselves in the foot.
They're purists. They're kind of like supremacists. Do you know what I mean? The way Sony build their products, it's like no. We're perfect as we are. We don't need what you've got. We don't need to pair with you. We don't need to sell you some of our formula so that you can use it too.
Yeah.
We're okay.
They failed to read. They failed to read the big picture, and the same thing happened with BlackBerry. If BlackBerry, at the start of touch phone technology, had shared the software to everybody else, everybody would be using BlackBerry BlackBerry software right now instead of Android.
That's one of the tragic stories of
same thing with Nokia. Nokia, rather than taking on Android, said, you know what, we're going to roll with the Symbian thing. Who at Nokia made that decision?
Yeah.
Because literally within 18 months, they were dead.
Interesting.
Funny enough, they're still alive because I got an email.
You say still alive.
BlackBerry, and I had to call the woman. Like, you emailing me from one of those? She's like, no.
You say still alive. They've been resuscitated.
Yeah.
So that made.
And so Nokia as well. In fact, before we hop over to Nokia, I just want to say with the Galaxy Fold, very interesting point somebody made to me actually.
Great name, by the way.
Galaxy Fold.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
What is it? It's our new Galaxy phone. What does it do? Well, you
folds.
can fold it.
Yeah.
Ping!
Yeah,
And you know the worst thing is they went for a focus group for that.
Somebody got paid well. Somebody got paid very well. There were charts. There were
presentations,
pie charts. You know it, bruv.
Walked out on the stage in his t-shirt and his relaxed jeans.
Yeah, that was it. It's turtleneck. His turtleneck has said, we're going to call it the
Fold.
But what's interesting about this whole phone game is that what a lot of people forget is it's not always the first to do it that wins. Like you just said, Nigel, the first touchscreen phone was not an iPhone, right? But it's fair to say the iPhone was probably the most prolific tide that kind of changed the whole game.
Yep, definitely.
So people that are already counting Apple out forget that Apple's superpower is
refinement.
Of course we didn't make it first, but guess what? Ours works.
Yeah.
You know what?
We made it
might not even be as statistically good, but ours works. If you're not that good and you don't really know what you're doing, ours works. And I think that is quite an interesting thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the reaction is. I know that all phone companies already have their counterplays in place.
Sorry, one sec. You're oxidizing the bottle breath. 1 sec.
You're oxidizing the bottle? Oh, I love this.
as Jimmy puts the cork back on.
Okay. So he's recorked it. So there's a balance with this oxidizing game, right?
You don't want to oxidize a bottle.
Is there a good amount of time?
5-10 minutes, let some air get into it, let it acclimatize with the room, and then cork it back up again.
And this is across, because I like cognacs, so
definitely.
So if I pop open a
cognac as little time as possible. If you're going to be serving quite a bit of it, decant it.
Right, okay.
Rather than from the actual bottle itself.
Okay, so decant it, seal up the original bottle, make sure that's there, and then let
inside a tip, don't go Selfridges to buy decanters. Go to your local charity shop.
Charity shop, yeah.
Yep.
Pick
up Crystal for like £5-6.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
It's hop tip for the day.
And with regards to glasses, I love so many questions. With regards to glasses as well, does the actual receptacle make a difference?
The shape of the receptacle makes a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
The actual quality of the glass, not so much. We all want to feel that we have something solid or tangible in our hands. That's why, Baccarat Crystal sort of rocks glasses cost so much money. If you're going to pour a £300 cognac into it, you want to feel like you're drinking from a £300 cognac glass.
Yeah, I don't want a plastic shot glass.
Rather than the ones from IKEA.
Same thing with a good brandy balloon. The weight of the stem and the bottom of it will be like shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you want to feel that you are you're drinking your money's worth. So
okay.
But no, shape is important. A balloon kind of shaped glass, will it be a brandy balloon or a Glencairns, are ideal for sort of sipping and enjoying a spirit.
Okay.
The rocks glass, which is the glass that you're drinking out of at the moment,
so
short, kind of wide,
like a tumbler.
It's like a tumbler, yeah.
Became fashionable because of certain drinks and how they were made. But in terms of sort of sipping and sort of luxuriating in the drink, they're not the best because a lot of air is getting into the drink consistently.
Okay, so that's why you poured and gave me this glass then?
No.
Funny enough, you've actually got the better glass out of us for what we're doing.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Because this glass is too long for us to be able to nose it.
Okay, right.
Whereas you can still get into the top of the glass, get closer to the liquid.
Okay.
Whereas for us to do that, like it will end up on our top lip as well.
So now, if you go again, you tried it the first time with your nose blocked, so to speak. Now try it again and see how it tastes. It's not the same drink, right?
No, but I really do like. I'm not just. I really like this. I feel like it's not got a. It's not got like a. It's not got like a punch. It's like a smooth experience in the flavor as well. And by the way, when I'm drinking it, I'm taking a sip and just letting it kind of roll across my tongue.
Which is one of the things we tell everyone when they come down to our tasting experiences. Most people don't know how to hold something in their mouth.
Right.
It's rather, you don't just throw it across your tongue straight into your neck. You got to put it in your mouth, hold it in there, let it get into the jewels, let it get into the side of your cheeks,
work
coat
it
your tongue,
around,
and then swallow. Because that way there is so much flavor. Like the people who make these drinks, when you talk to a master distiller and they tell you, I've been doing this job for 50 years, and the things they tell you about tasting notes, and like there are certain companies that have like 50 to 60 people on a board who are trained from when they were like 15 years old to be able to pick out the notes of each and every drink, so that the drink is made consistently to be the same over time, so that no matter if it was made in 1912 or 2012, it's still primarily the same.
Yeah. That's what I do like about spirits, is the consistency, because with wine I feel like in that world,
potluck.
Yeah,
it's dependent on the grape. Yeah, very much dependent on the grape.
And someone can be like, I had this amazing bottle. Like, I had this amazing bottle of wine. Like you said, the grape and the year, and you know, you can have a great bottle of wine, and then the next year they might charge the same whack for it because they got away with it.
Not the same
you drink. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And it's a totally different beverage. And there's just, with wine, I feel like it's just, you like what you like. Like, there are some wines out there. I've been at a table of people and I've really liked something, they thought it's all disgusting, it's been reasonable price. Or I've been at a table where it's been like table wine, I'll be like, oh, this is delicious. Do you know what I mean?
It's all alcohols, and it's down to your level of exposure, what really works for you. I mean, if you taste if you taste a rum and you like it, chances are you're gonna go explore more and more rums.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Your first experience with any of these liquors is going to impact and inform the rest of your experiences with other alcohols. For me, Black Sambuca. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go near that shit ever again. That's
like, talking.
You know what I mean? That's like the devil's bile.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't. Nah. It's evil.
I don't know if I've got a drink that I'll never walk near again. No. There's certain things I just don't like the taste of. And
vermouth! Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't like vermouth, do you mean?
He has vermouth stories, none of which can be shared.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we won't do that to him here today.
Yeah, he has vermouth stories.
So that was a flashback when you screamed vermouth then.
Vermouth to him is like R. Kelly.
And that's probably the best and the weirdest thing we ever hear about this show.
Wow.
I really don't know what you mean exactly.
Wow, it's done unspeakable things, bro.
Yeah.
I got some nightmares on vermouth, man.
Yeah.
So, like, what's have you got? Do you have guilty pleasures? Are there drinks out there that you really like? I'll ask you, Nigel, because you're very scientific in your approach. Are there drinks out there that you know you shouldn't really like? Or is there a drink that you know you shouldn't really like, and you're just like, I like it anyway?
There's two. One would be, I do like a good rum and coke. Like, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Coke.
Yes. Sorry, Otis. Something in your throat.
What were you drinking coke with your rum for?
And you know, regardless of what the Puritans.
You're a Puritan.
I'm not a Puritan. That's the thing. I don't claim to be a Puritan.
I learned from you, bro.
I never claimed to be a Puritan, but a good overproof or good agricole rum and coke on a hot ass day.
Are we just talking any Coke, like a Coca-Cola? Are we talking a Fentimans or something? Are we talking fancy Coke?
Rum and Coke. Coca-Cola, red tin, white stripes. Used to have cocaine in it, now it doesn't. Coca-Cola, based in Atlanta.
I've become that snobby guy. I went to like a house party recently and walked with my own bottle. It was to give to the birthday girl, and then when I got there and looked at the counter of drinks there, all I saw was like all the mainstream. I call them rapper liquors, and I like, oh no, I'm gonna keep this one in my pocket. Like.
Wow!
And I was literally pouring my own bottle the whole night, and everyone was like, "You good? Yeah, man, I'm good. Yeah, you good? You enjoying that? Yeah, it's nasty, full of sugar filth."
So a good rum and coke.
Okay.
It's my drinking guilty pleasure.
At Christmas, like I said, I'm a cognac man. At Christmas, one of my favourite things to have, because I'm kind of staying off the sugary drinks a little bit now, I do like a brandy and coke. Bit of ice in it. Yeah. I do like Jimmy's face.
Each their own. Mine is not to judge.
So Jimmy, what's your guilty pleasure then? What's a beverage that might,
that's gonna get side eyes from me and Otis right now?
It was going to upset Professor Nigel right now.
I don't know. Like, I like sweet things. It's like a strawberry daiquiri, or you know when you go to places and they do like what is it? Like
Jimmy likes TGI Friday drinks.
Like, you know, like you get like a milkshake, like, and it's got like a bomb of liquor in it. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Okay.
But that's stuff like I'll make at home because I'm at home. But if I go to a bar, I want to. It's expensive in a bar.
Okay.
I go to a bar and I'm handing over £10. Do you know how many people get paid less than £10 an hour to go and order a rum and coke?
Probably the person serving you.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10. And I want to be able to stand and go, right, cool. So you made everything in this drink here, on top of the building. Like these are your own bees that made the nectar for this beverage.
I'm not the purist.
Wow.
But that's because I love an adventure. Like I'm just generally like that in life. I get bored of things very easily.
Okay.
So I need new experiences. I need to be able to say, okay, cool, that was good. So I'm like, I probably was, out of everyone I know, probably the first black person I knew who enjoyed skiing.
Okay.
And people look at me like, what the hell are you doing? It's exciting. Because every time I go down that slope, I don't know what's going to happen.
You could die.
And that's a very, very good reason not to like it.
yeah. That's a very feasible outcome.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I've nearly broken a leg skiing. I lit myself in the back of the head because I believed I knew more than the ski instructor. These are all fun things. They're all fun things.
Not selling it to us, no. Not selling skiing to us.
I love skiing. I love skiing. I love snowboarding.
You're getting a picture of Jimmy here.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
I love the characters. Wait. Sorry, Nigel. You say snowboarding?
Yeah.
That's so hard.
That-
it looks so cool.
I'm down with boarding.
It looks so cool, but I feel like I just falling hurts so much on a snowboard.
And like, it's all part of snowboarding.
But skiing for me is the better of the two. It's the more enjoyable.
Stone him. Burn him.
Definitely. I have more fun skiing than snowboarding.
It's more chill, but snowboarding, I have to say, when you see a snowboarder go past and they kick out their back foot and skid past you, it does look cool.
And
full disclosure, I only board because one is cooler and two, a girlfriend introduced me to it.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? But I was looking at the garms and they were like, they were spacing them and everyone looked cool in them and whatnot. And I'm like, boarding's for me, bro. Yeah, I mean,
skiing, man. Ski Sunday, BBC Two, like, ruined me. Like, as a kid, watching them pelt down that mountain at 500 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It doesn't get cooler than that.
One thing that's good from skiing, if you watch the ladies doing the downhill skiing.
Me too, bro. Slow down. Hashtag me too. Slow down.
You can see the strength.
He didn't say any of this.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can see the strength.
So I'm right in thinking you need a physique that is very bottom heavy. Thigh, quads they need to be very well
Stability. You need
structured.
stability.
That's it.
Okay, stability.
You need stability.
Core, but also
course,
well grounded.
Yeah.
But core is spelled core.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sir James.
That's great now. So now everyone to their missus can be like, you watched 100 meters in the summer, because in the Winter Olympics is what I'm all over there. All right, cool. So Otis, your guilty pleasure.
Cup of tea, man.
Really?
Yep.
It's not a guilty pleasure, man. That's a necessity of life.
Well, I love a good cup of tea. The thing is, for me, is there's a certain level of snobbery from me as well. So I got into the whole whiskey game via
just like Jaeger bombs.
Via Jack Daniels and Coke. Again, Jaeger bombs I don't do.
Okay.
I had a moment with Jaeger bombs. I ruined.
You lived that university life.
No, that wasn't even university. I was old enough to know better. I was
young enough still not to give a damn.
Okay, so I tell you what, I don't really do guilty pleasure drinks anymore, but in the past, Black Sambuca, Jaeger bomb. So that was the Jaeger in the Red Bull.
Yep.
A stuntman.
What's that?
So that's tequila, but so I was on holiday in Cancun,
right?
And I met a bunch of American guys, and we were buying a round of drinks for each other. And I said, "Yeah, let me get a round of tequilas," and they were like, "Yo, bro, how are you gonna do that?" And I'm like, "Well, you you lick the salt, you shot the glass, and then you take the lemon. They're like, nah. So one of them put a line of salt on the counter. He snorted the line of salt, shot the tequila, and then squeezed the lemon in his eye. So that was the stunt man, which lasted about 10 days while I was out in Cancun. And the other one was the flaming sambuca. So you get the shot of sambuca and you set fire to it, you put your hand on, you take in the fumes, and then you neck the shot. No, you take your glass, you set fire to the glass. No. Rewind.
This is why you no longer participate.
You pour the sambuca, drink it, wipe your lips. Very important.
Make sure,
Set fire to the sambuca in your mouth.
No.
Close your mouth. And then swallow.
So there must be stories about people getting this wrong, like a little stream of sambuca running down the side of their face.
Lots of people pouring sambuca on
flaming
crotches.
Sambuca across their legs.
Yeah, all of that. For me, I got a little bit of I don't even know how I survived it. Got a little bit of a burnt lip the first time, and then you realise there's sort of a technique to closing your mouth around it.
My understanding was that you light the sambuca and you put your hand over it to form a seal, which then cuts off the oxygen, which then puts it out, and then you shoot it.
Yeah, that's what you said. That's one way.
You suck it in first. You suck the vapors in, the trapped vapors.
They sometimes have sometimes they poke a straw under their hand.
Poke a straw, like that, But this way, setting fire to it in your mouth.
Nope.
Closing.
Nope.
Taking in the air and then swallowing.
Nope.
So those are a couple.
Nope.
Guilty pleasure.
You lived.
I think it's important to state, I haven't lived. I haven't died.
I've survived.
Yeah.
Wow, and there was me thinking I was the mad one,
I haven't shared that with many people,
Yeah, well, now you have.
I told them right now.
Kids, man, that is fucked up. But it's good times, though. Good times.
They were.
So now you're well beyond that. So back to we'll see. Oh, it's his birthday party, 2019. Let's see. But now Glassmates is here. So I mean, you kind of alluded to how it came together, Nigel. But was it? Did you sit down and just say we need to actually put a name on this?
No, someone sat down with us and said to us, "You need to put a name on this."
Yeah,
we were at an industry event, and so when you walk around these events, we were at a whiskey event, and we are the only black guys there.
Yeah,
we are the only black guys who kind of wear streetwear
for the most part. Yeah,
who are there. So you kind of stand out. And then the fact that we're having conversations with people and we appreciate and have knowledge of what we're actually drinking and etc. People start asking questions like, Who are they?
Do you do a thing?
Yeah. And then basically someone who's in, we call her, she's our whiskey fairy.
Hold tight the whiskey fairy.
Yeah. She turned to us and said to us, basically, put this together, do this as a product, because you have something here that is very unique that you can sell, that people will buy. People will want to be part of. And we were like, sounds like a good way to get free liquor. Let's do that. We want to drink for free. Like, we enjoy drinking. Yeah. Drinking's expensive. And then from there, it kind of just developed, and even to the point that it's developing every day now. Yeah. Like, we've now got our own home, Ember in Monument, and just from the inception of us saying a couple of weeks ago, we've now got a home. Phone calls have been coming in of people wanting us to do all kinds of stuff.
Tasting events and
like corporate stuff, travel stuff.
See, the future's bright. The
podcast.
We're here.
The future's orange.
I mean, I believe your first event at Ember is sold out, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us. Why Ember of all places? Why did you pick this place? Pudding Lane. Love the name of that place. Pudding. It makes me think of pudding. So to be honest, I like Pudding Lane.
Wait till you come and eat the food there. Then you'll really be licking your chops.
We were asked last year to curate a whiskey tasting experience at a food festival. Now, this was something that the three of us had sort of mentioned in passing, but weren't focused on.
Already for.
And this, I guess, another one of our sort of alcoholic godmothers insisted that we could do something very special at this event. So we did a Glassmates whiskey tasting event there, and it went very well. And we met quite a few people who were willing to work with us after seeing what we were capable of doing. I was introduced to an online chef locally whose videos are shot and produced by a company called Jellyfish. Hold tight, Rob Pierre. Rob co-owns Ember on Pudding Lane, so named because that's where the Great Fire of London started. Embers burning, that kind of thing.
The feeling carries out when you're going.
So we had a conversation with Rob about Glassmates perhaps doing an event or two at his space.
During the course of the year, yeah.
And it's developed into a relationship that we hope will be ongoing. We've got some events planned, regular monthly events, which we're calling First Thursdays, the first Thursday of every month. And we'll put on a different tasting event with each one. The food there is Pan-Asian and it's delicious. There will be nibbles available while you're taking part in a tasting. They have a great restaurant there as well. So
you can order food afterwards.
You can order food afterwards, order food when you're not even with us.
Because no one's going to be going to get a kebab afterwards.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
not when you taste the chicken satay there, or the prawn cookies,
so
or the massaman goat curry.
We kind of like we've come together. No one sought the other out, and that's been the beautiful thing about Glassmates thus far. From conception, it's kind of been organic.
It's very organic.
We drifted together. All of the people we've been working with and enjoy good relationships with, we've sort of drifted together. It hasn't been by design. We haven't wandered aimlessly. Don't get it twisted. We've had
there is
plans
a scheme
in
and
place.
a plan in place.
But the most beautiful part of the relationships that we're developing is they've just happened organically.
And there's an element of authenticity to it all. None of these relationships, especially with people within the industry, have been forged out of hi and kind of fake smiling and everything else.
Yeah, we want some free stuff.
We genuinely kind of enjoyed their company. They've enjoyed ours. Our curiosity and interest in their product has also kind of kept them on board at one side. Like, these guys really like what we're doing, and we're going to pay interest in what they're doing.
Yeah. And shout out the drinks industry for probably being one of the greatest, most friendly industries I've ever experienced. I've been everything through
talk to your bartenders, people,
music, but just people within the industry are just open. Everyone's kind of normal.
Yeah.
Like, you meet people and you're like, you're the director of the company and you own, but you're here and you're just cool.
Passion,
like, there's no airs and graces.
Passion underlines it all. It all. Do you know what I mean? From the top person at a particular brand
all the way down.
They're all really, really passionate about the products that they're selling and working with, and that just permeates. And you get nothing but a really good vibe from being in a company of these people, and they're all really like encouraging as well. It's like, no, do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, or do it this way. So the Ember event is a rum tasting, rum from around the world, with various brands, and then we've curated a list of cocktails as well, based on those rums, and they will be sort of available for a couple of weeks after the event as well, so people can go down and kind of taste the cocktails that we've put together on the list. But more importantly, it's come about in such a way that even the guys there at Ember are, I'd argue, possibly more excited than we are.
So, you haven't met him yet. So I've met the chef
about the event, and just speaking to the staff there, speaking to the managers and everything there, and they really, really kind of see the vision and kind of see what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like I said, it's already sold out and we still got people kind of inboxing like, so...
squeeze a man in it.
Can you squeeze me in? Like, I didn't take it on the door. Literally.
People have been asking me rave questions. So I can pay on the door. No, it's a ticketed event.
Do I need to come in the shirt?
Is it going to be Afro swing? No. What? Yeah.
Do you know someone asked me the other day, have you got enough DJs? I had to put a pause. I was like, what?
No, we'll be all right. But no, so the breadth and the scale of what we're trying to overall accomplish in there nobody in London is doing it at the moment.
Nobody. Tell them that, join it. Drop a bomb in it.
Yeah, don't turn me into Funk Flex. You don't want that.
You got the reverb for you, bro.
And then we have one or two other things, exciting things coming up with it. One in particular, which I think I can talk about here, is the lockers. So the design of the bar has glass lockers along the wall, and we will be curating a few of those with stuff that is basically sort of hard to get, or not necessarily, or that we love. And you'll be able to go down, literally purchase a dram for a very reasonable price, as opposed to
the dram is a drink for those who don't understand.
Well, it's a double shot. And try something different. The whole point, as I said, of Glassmates is to kind of educate your palate. So you might try it and you might be like, oh, that's horrible. But when you go to another bar, you'll see that and you'll be like, I wasn't a fan of that. And you can speak to your bartender and say, look, I like the idea of this drink, but it's got that rum in it. Can we swap it for something else? And, if you... The bartenders are like French people in the sense that if you make an effort, they're happy to converse and kind of interact with you. And yeah, that's what Glassmates is trying to do, is trying to get people to go to decent drinking bars and interact and open their palate more to that other drink on the back shelf is actually just as good for the same price as what you've got here.
Sometimes it's better.
And sometimes even better. And Ember, they believe in that, and they believe that we can kind of help bring that kind of vision to the venue.
And what kind of levels of knowledge are you catering for? All kind of levels?
Yeah, everybody.
All levels.
Everybody. We are by no means sort of drinks geniuses. We know people that are drinks geniuses. Yeah. And, we definitely pale in comparison. But we are committed to sort of going on the journey with people and sort of dragging them along with us. So as much as we learn, we want you to kind of be with us. So when we go out in future, Marcus, and we say, yeah, Marcus gets this round, you'll be confident that you'll be able to go out to the counter.
Give me that one in the back. That one. Yeah. Black ball. Open it for 5 minutes. Yeah. You'll air that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
You'll be confident to order something else.
Right.
And even if it's just to get girls or to get to spark conversation, the idea that you are willing to pick something from a different shelf. Again, like I said, the bartender will probably reciprocate and be like, okay, if you tried that, have you tried? Do you know about? Have you?
I think that's a really key thing. Is it's not so much. Well, no, it's learning what you don't like, but when you have a baseline for what you do like, and you do have a mixologist or a bartender that knows their drinks, you can, like you said, work with them. You can say, right. So I can say, I might like things that are peaty or smoky, right? Have you got anything that's like this? Or I may not like something that's peaty or smoky. Have you got anything that's less peaty and smoky? And that knowledge kind of helps to enjoy your drinking journey, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You said you met geniuses though, guys, yeah? So I consider you to be very well educated, well versed.
No. We're at like, what would we say, like A level?
We're that first level of Saiyan, isn't it? Like if you're a Dragon Ball, that first level, like when you kind of like that, we're there. Like we haven't kind of evolved into Super Goku.
We're enthusiasts, and even within us, there are levels. Like my knowledge. My knowledge pales in the room with these two, but you know what I mean.
But then also, your whiskey knowledge is greater than mine because you've been drinking whiskey longer than me.
Yeah, so we complement each other we complement each other well. But when I tell you, I've had conversations with people who are just like savants when it comes to talking about their chosen pause. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The knowledge.
Hold tight, Becky. Hold tight, Emily.
Yeah, man.
Like, not even that. There's certain just average Joes who turn up at events and sit there next
hold
to
tight, Keegan.
And they're like, so the agriculture from that.
The rum whisperer.
Bro, do you like it or not?
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's what it boils down to. Do you like it or not?
So that,
and you don't have to like it.
Yeah. This is the other thing. This is the other thing. You might come to the rum tasting and be like, I hated all of them except one. And that's fine. But now you have a baseline, you have an understanding of those particular styles don't work for me.
Yeah.
Didn't you have an experience at an event once where there's a gentleman you were talking about drinks, and he didn't like the drinks, but it kind of bonded you in a way? Like there was a conversation that I remember
Canadian guy. So he turns up at the tent. So like this was on the Saturday still, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So weather's
and where was this again?
This was in Reigate at the Eat Festival.
Okay.
So weather's banging, everyone's enjoying themselves. We've got tunes playing in the background, a little cameo playing in the background and whatnot. And he comes in and he's very just quiet. And he stood there and he's halfway in the audience and everything. He's very quiet. So he stands there, he looks at what we've got on offer. He goes, I'm like, turn his head and
Yeah.
And it's like he said to us he doesn't drink peat. So we went to give him 2 peated drinks. He said, no. So do you not want to even try them? No, don't like them. And then he started talking to me about his collection back home of all these wonderful drinks that he's got and however much money he's ever spent. And I think out of all of them, he only actually tasted one of them, and I think that was the Australian Starwood that we had. And he goes, I really like that because that's good. It's not my normal kind of taste, but it's good to know that there's something different out there. And at the end, he was like, I didn't like any of the drinks that you guys had, but I loved what you were doing. I loved the knowledge. I loved the enthusiasm. I loved the way that you presented. And for a lot of people, it has been kind of our like people keep on asking, what's your USP? Because everyone's out there doing this. We are our USP. The chemistry between the 3 of us, the difference in likes and dislikes and etc. between us.
We rarely agree.
And then the level of, as they say, bants. Like we involve people in that. Like if you're in the room with us, like we're called Glassmates, so you are our mates when you're in the room with us. Like we're here to have a good time. We're not here to belittle anybody or to be like, oh, we're fantastic, look at us, we're the stars of the show. It's a joy. Like this is fun. Like I shouldn't be able to say to people that I make money from telling people about drink
and drinking.
Yeah, like it sounds crazy. My grandmother, she can't know. She's old. Like I can't tell her. My granddad would probably come up out of his grave and beat me with a belt for this.
I tell you that is not a profession.
It's not a profession. Not a profession. What's wrong with you? Go and get a factory job. Your hands too soft. But like I said, it's a wonderful journey, and like meeting all these different types of people. Like you said, like what is the levels of people that we're trying to attract? Everybody from that person like who doesn't really know much about a drink and kind of wants to have a better experience. Like at the Reigate Festival, we had a boy who was 18, just turned, and was having his first
2 days,
drinking experience with us.
So you watched him like lose his virginity, basically.
Him and his dad.
It was beautiful.
And also the thing is with us as well, it's not about premium, expensive level drinks. We can pretty much guarantee you we will introduce you to drinks you ain't even heard of. You know what I mean?
And they're affordable.
And when these two create the cocktails as well, you haven't seen them before on anybody's list. They're unique.
And these curated
by ourselves.
So you said, right, that we really like this, for example, you know, a bourbon or a scotch, whatever. So you've tasted it and you've gone, right, this is going to work well with these flavors, this mixer, you know, this Coca-Cola, Nigel. Or
Yeah.
It might well be.
Depending on how you feel.
Will be.
Can you imagine that? It's called Nigel and Coke. What is it? Well, basically, see the red can of Coke with the white stripes?
Look, see, you've got my name on it. Look.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny. So you got to start doing that, actually. Going into bars, can I have a Nigel and Coke?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So
no, but I'm saying in all bars.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
What the hell is that? Come here.
Yeah.
I accept your challenge.
Yes.
I don't know what the Nigel and Coke is actually going to be yet, but I accept your challenge.
No, you've got to annoy them and it'd just be a...
No, like, but I'd actually want them to make the Nigel and Coke. But what I'm saying is,
no, but you pick it
just
up and
walk in and be like,
shake it
Nigel
over
Coke.
ice, and it is just literally Coke and rum.
Yeah,
but the way they serve it is just like anything
get
else.
James Bond about it. Can you only do 7 ice cubes?
Yeah,
I need it to be at a particular temperature.
Yeah.
Now make it 6.5 ice cubes. Make them got to work. You got to work for that.
Have you got lime syrup? Have you got falernum? Yeah, so
Yes.
2 parts falernum.
Yeah.
Yes.
But don't put them in the drink.
Yeah,
Put them by it.
2 parts rum.
Yeah.
1 part lime juice. Shake over Coke.
And whisper Nigel in it to it 3 times before you serve it. Yes.
I accept your challenge. That's it.
And Nigel and Coke. It's got a nice ring to it, isn't it? Nigel and Coke.
Pen that.
Yeah.
Put it in your phone.
Another 5%.
Another 5%. Go on, man.
What a lucrative show. So, with regards to drinking, there's been a lot of conversation about flavors, experiences, conversation. Not about getting pissed, and I feel like this is not part of the culture. Like, from what you said
at all.
No.
So, why does alcohol have this rap? Is it just because there are people out there who are using it to, get through bad times, or
anything in this world?
I might not be the best person.
The good times, the bad times. No, it's a cultural thing. And over here we see the machinations of excess more than anything else. You go to Europe, you go to those places that people drink, and they even drink with meals, etc., but never to excess.
Rarely
to excess, and I think it's definitely something that developed over the 70s, early 80s, sort of wine bar culture, and having the affluence to, for want of better words, take the piss. Like, people were getting rat-assed at wine bars in 1985, knowing that they can go to work tomorrow and not lose their jobs. Do you know what I mean?
What a time that was.
Hasn't been Britain forever though. And
that kind of filtered down. No, because even sort of like the 60s and that, people weren't out getting hammered or levered.
Talking like medieval times when the man would sit down and drink all of the beer, mead, all the mead,
the honey mead.
Yeah. But even like when you look at like the original, like how spirits were originally made, and they were killing people. But people were drinking it to excess and walking around and getting blind and all sorts.
But people would take a dram every day or 2 drams every day, but they weren't drinking a bottle in the space of 3 hours, kind of thing, or the equivalent of a bottle of booze in 4 hours that they've been out. And that for me started kind of, like I said, late 70s, early 80s, and it's something that's just continued on and on and on.
I think it's fading now.
Society.
I tell you why it's faded.
Only because other substances have taken the place.
Well, you might argue that. I think they say that. I went to a conference recently, and they were looking at analytics, which they'd done. They were looking at Generation X, Generation M, snowflakes, and all of them. A lot of the young'uns now, they look on their screens and they like the experience that they're seeing, but they don't have it in them to participate. And they're also aware that the world is watching their every move, so they don't want to embarrass themselves by going out and getting drunk. So a lot of that sort of lad culture, for example, that drinking culture, when out in Lanzarote or wherever, back in the 80s and 90s, it's tailing off.
I think you're looking at that through a London gaze, because you can still go out in Newcastle and Bristol and Cardiff and Bath and Portsmouth and all those places,
Birmingham, Manchester, Wigan,
and guaranteed, and guaranteed Friday night.
Man said Manchester and Wigan.
People are out there getting leathered.
Isn't that not the
Saturday
university
night?
culture?
No, even the townspeople are out there getting leathered.
So that's people. I just saw people with pitchforks.
so to me,
well, you got to drink some to stay warm when you're in a pitchfork outside, though.
When you don't wear a jacket in Newcastle to go raving, you're like, something's got to keep you warm. But no, I think that's very much a London gaze.
Okay.
The rest of the UK is still very much participating.
Do you know what? I'm going to disagree with you because, like, you said like about like the whole when you go to those party islands. I've been to Ibiza a couple of times, and I'm thinking about it. I've never really seen a mass of drunkards in Ibiza.
Where in Ibiza were you partying? Because when I've been,
not where you were.
When I've been,
where you were.
Like, and I don't know what it's like now because I'm talking 10+ years ago.
I'm talking like the violent drunks,
the
like
West End
on the floor, throwing up drunks.
You weren't in the West End then.
No,
you weren't like San Antonio West End.
Oh, I don't go there.
Yeah,
I go there for oceans and come back out.
Then there you go.
Yeah, that's a London gaze.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it might be, though. It might be the age difference because the places I am going and generally seem to be like more of a mature crowd. Right. So they have a more understanding of I've mashed my body up so much I can't keep doing this, and it doesn't work out for me.
Could you introduce me to those people, please?
You are those people, but the problem is when me and you get together in these places, bad things happen. Linked up on Otis in was it Southport weekend or
the SPW? Okay,
yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I was like, man, bruh, didn't realise you was coming.
Yeah.
Come have a drink. Yeah, 6 a.m.
It's funny we missed Southport off the list, didn't we, Nigel? When we was reeling off.
Yeah,
That literally is where people go to lose themselves.
Yeah. But no, the idea of excess, especially even within the drinks industry itself, is very much frowned upon. And like I said, it's a very welcoming community, and they look after their own. And if anybody starts to go over the edge, so to speak, they're the first to kind of like, he's had enough, or let's get him in a cab and get him home kind of thing. So it's weird that everybody can do what they want with their bodies ultimately, but to consume that much alcohol to where you don't know what you're doing, etc. I've never been able to see the fun in it. I don't understand why it's a fun thing to do.
Wait. It's not the intention. It's like, for me, it's never been.
It's the weirdest journey in the world because you never know you're going there, and then you end up there like, I'm here again.
Yeah. It's not like tonight I'm going out and I want to wake up in the gutter.
For you.
Right, that's never, what leads to my downfall 99% of the time is turning up late and playing catch up.
That's a killer. That's a killer.
Yep.
And once or twice being a little too up himself and saying, I can show these young'uns.
I can handle this. I can handle this.
A mistake made only once with Jägermeister, never again.
I think,
rolling with the kids is never a good idea.
Yeah, never that, because they've got regenerative powers like Wolverine. Compared to when you were past that age.
This I know now.
So just to quickly recap, Glassmates, the live event, it's sold out. This one that's February the 28th, but you're going to be doing this regularly. Yes. So where should we be searching? First Thursdays every month, but where should we be checking to see where you're doing this, because there's a lot going on.
Social media.
All the socials. Glassmates UK
at Glassmates
UK.
On Facebook we are Glassmates TV, because Glassmates UK was taken. Thiefs. Website is glassmatesuk.com. You don't have to say www anymore.
No.
It's brilliant.
I'm not to do that for about 20 years, but
I was watching something the other day, and they were talking about the World Wide Web. It's 30 years old. It's 30 years old this year. So World Wide Web is 30 years old this year. So I was watching something about that the other day, and I thought, you don't actually have to say it anymore. You don't have to type it in. It's no longer a thing. Now you've got like things where you can have .nl, .london, .co. Like, it's beautiful. Like the whole thing has exploded beautifully.
Isn't it crazy that then they had to explain that this web went worldwide? Yes. And now we're like, obviously.
Of course.
Clearly. Like, what do you mean? Like, it was such an amazing, such an amazing thing.
Remember, even at one point you used to have to type in the HTTP
colon,
you had to type it in, otherwise it wouldn't read. So if you search, even if you go into Google
and just type Glassmates UK,
search Glassmates. So Glassmates, actually, the reason why we are Glassmates UK is there's an Indian TV show or band, I can't figure out which one it is, who are called Glassmates, but they've got nothing to do with alcohol or glass.
Oh. No one in the band wears glasses. They don't blow glass. They don't dance on glass. They don't drink from glasses. There's nothing to say glass in what they do.
And yet here we are.
So even our hashtag is their hashtag, because we want to rain down on them. Like, we want to be like involved. We want to be involved.
They've got videos out on YouTube.
They've got
videos. They're out here.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, how it is, but I was, like when you get a new tag and you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna inbox the people and tell them to come off it. And I looked at the amount of followers. I was like, nope, they're not going anywhere.
They're there for a while.
We are Glassmates, and as I said, like, even if you are in the area of Fenchurch Street Monument and you are in, like, you want to go to somewhere, have like a little quiet drink, a little food,
and pop into
Ember, mention Glassmates, and they'll take care of you nicely. Like, the guys down there all know us. They're fantastic. The two receptionists are lovely. Shout out to Cecilia and Snow White. I swear to God, her name's Snow White.
Her name is Snow White.
That is the translation of her name. When she told
her name is Nives, which means Snow White.
Yeah. Her name is Nives.
I swear.
So there's a fairy tale called Nives out there.
I don't know.
We don't know. Like, we got introduced to her, and like, they was like, her name's Snow White,
and she doesn't dance
No.
Around the pole?
No.
Oh, I mean, she might do. We don't know her well enough.
No.
Because that's a stripper name. I was going to say, anyone I meet called Snow White, anything like that.
Listen,
No.
Marcus, honestly, when she said it to me, I was like, are you trying it?
Yeah. I just got a woman. I just asked your name, all right?
Yeah,
all right, cool.
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, not all black men. And then, it's like, that's the literal translation. So they all know who we are. Like when we go in, like it's all love in there. It's a very nice environment. This is one of the things that why we kind of, when they said to us yes, we were like, this will work. It's because it's a nice environment.
Yeah. Great.
It says who we are and allows us to be who we are. And we feel that if someone else was just a bop in, they wouldn't feel intimidated. Because that is the problem with a lot of bars, especially hotel bars. You walk into a hotel bar and it's grandiose. You're like, I can't afford to walk on these marble floors.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to be broke. Like I'm not going to ask about any drinks in the bar.
Are the peanuts free?
Yeah. That's when they put the bar snacks on your table. No. Didn't order those. Didn't order those. That's a free, sir. Yeah, right. So, but whereas this place, it's nice. Like we're in there a lot, and not just because we're doing business. We're in there a lot because we like it.
Nice. That's where we can find you consuming beverages. So you've mentioned it a couple of times. You cracked a joke about it, Jimmy. Like 3 black men in the drinks industry. What's it like in the UK? Like, what's your response? You're not dressed in suits. Yeah, you're not looking extra white out here. Yeah, you're just 3 brothers that like beverages. What is the response been when you walk around and you're in this world? You said it's friendly. Have you come up against anyone that's been a bit like, not at all?
No, not
None.
at all. Not a single person.
None.
There's a level of intrigue. So you do get, so you'll get the older boys who are in their tweed shoulders and whatever. We'll come, oh, hi, how are you? What are you drinking? And they're intrigued. They want to have that conversation
Marcus,
with you.
Drink is international.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you go to a drinking event, there are drinks from the West Indies, there are drinks from Sweden, from Australia, from Japan.
Yeah, you can't be prejudiced and be drinking.
You can't. By its very nature, it's inclusive.
Yeah. So it's like, so even like they have events so there's an event in Paris called Whiskey Live that I'm so interested in. But my problem was, I was like, right, am I going to get there and everyone speaks French and I don't speak French? And everyone I've spoken to is like, no, you go there and like, there's people who do speak English, there will be those others who don't. But it's not a case of you feel out of place because you don't speak the language, because everyone speaks the same language.
Jimmy was slapping the glass and he said that.
But it's a beautiful thing to see.
Lovely.
Like we've got, so there's a couple of friends of ours who we met one time through mezcal, which is tequila. Or tequila is mezcal. And
is that not the tequila? That's the stuff you drink. Okay.
You can put it in, you can do it.
I've got to be sure, Nigel, Jimmy. I've got to be sure.
Yeah, you can put it for your
eye, nose. You set fire to it and throw it in your face. I don't know.
Try that if you want.
Okay.
We met this woman. Literally, like she has been a good friend. Like to the point that she's taken me to bars I would never have heard of, never known of, because they are industry bars. And I don't know her from Adam, but like we went out and we was like, she's like, oh my gosh, Jimmy, come try this. Like we go to events and people are calling you over while you're trying to do something because they're like, no, come, you need to try this. And it's a beautiful feeling, especially like we live in a time where people are saying people aren't communal, people don't congregate together, people aren't friendly. Like that definitely breaks all barriers. Like I was on the train the other day with my missus and I heard her tapping on the window. She's gone to me, you again, you bait, you know everyone. And it was Nathan from Specialty Brands.
Okay. She doesn't talk like that, by the way.
I hope she's not listening to you say
She does, you do.
Maybe when you're around, she don't.
Jimmy, my back hurts. Give me another foot rub.
Oh, I'm so going to get her to play that.
Fucking baby's crying again, Jimmy. Go sort it out, will you? You know I love you, don't you, Jimmy? Shut up. Come here, Big Daddy.
Terrible. I'm going to imitate your wife in a minute. It's okay. We're going to get back on this.
You gave us that.
Yeah. No,
you gave us that gift.
I know. But yeah, it's like we go places and we see people and everyone's like, cool. Like we've been invited to events that were apparently closed events. Because everyone's cool. Everyone's like, no, you guys are honest about this. You're not out here just trying to tell you. You're not on some BS. You're not going to come and cause any problems. Like, cool. And we have been at events where one or two of us might have been a little bit under the flavour. and people are like, it's cool because we know normally you're quite sober.
Cool. I'm sure that there's a small hazard.
Oh yeah,
there's a small chance that you may consume.
You arrive at 12 and they say last drinks are at 4:30, but they've got 1,500 bottles in the room.
Yeah.
What do you do?
And it's so funny.
You try your best.
The day starts off as business cards and handshakes. Hi, nice to meet you, Jimmy from Glassmates. And what's that you got there? It was made when? Lovely. Yes. So by the end of the day, what? Cool. Yeah, nice. Come on, G. Taste this. It's
okay.
I'd like to say that Jimmy doesn't speak for all of us in that particular segment.
Lied. But it happens, and like I said, it's a beautiful thing. It's literally like when there have been moments where it's like this might be a bit of a struggle, this might not happen, and because of the love for it, we're like, nah, make this happen. Okay. So when we got our first no to what we were originally proposing, we were like, no, we really love this, we really enjoy this, let's make this happen. And like I said, it's been 4 years now, and it's still fun. Yeah, it's still a new experience every day.
Definitely comes across that you really enjoy what you do. Yeah. I think you mentioned Otis's. When we did the Talisker thing, you kind of mentioned your knowledge of Scotch and whiskies. What are your superpowers though? If I was going to kind of put you into categories, like what would you guys excel at each separately? Should we go Nigel again?
Has to be rum. It's how I came in. It's how I came into the industry, so to speak. Mm-hmm. It's the spirit that was at home when I grew up. So it's what I know.
Okay.
I do enjoy a whiskey. I do enjoy a bourbon. Cognac is really expensive, but I do want to do so much more in that field.
But the entry point is a little The entry point is a little F1.
Yeah. Once Glassmates starts to develop a bit, then Cognac is
Cognac Thursdays.
I'll
be there for that.
Yeah. Cognac Sundays.
Okay.
I don't have a speciality in terms of like a spirit type or anything. As I said, my thing is more, I like to try things. So I'm more likely to be like staring off at a weird bottom. Oh, at least try that. Right, tastes like dirt, but can we make it taste better?
Yeah.
So like I love a cocktail, and I like to kind of have like a list of interesting things, and so I think that's more what it is for me is that adventure.
I think from my part, Nigel's speciality is also just identifying flavors and being able to pair them. And Jimmy, the same to an extent. What Jimmy also likes to do is uncap a bottle, pour the shit over meat and set fire to it. And
right, right, okay, yeah. And the joke is, the missus would agree. She says, Jimmy, everything with alcohol.
That's what he does.
So Jimmy, if he was an X-Men, would be what's his name? That's Firestorm. Spider-Man that catches on fire. Japanese name. Bloody hell. Sunspot. That's Jimmy. Just burning everything.
I love so we do an annual barbecue, and one of the things that I did last year was I did like a beef ribs soaked in bourbon with a little bit of ginger, a bit of honey, some garlic.
We showed the pictures after this. You might hate us.
And smoked cayenne pepper, and then made my own barbecue sauce, pretty much the same. It's beautiful. Like
sounds sensational. It sounds good.
And then for me, I wouldn't say there is a superpower. I'm a good host. I like a good scotch. And I mean, Jimmy says he likes adventure and is always looking off to the distance. But if you put something in a glass and say, "Here, Otis, drink it," I'm probably the first one. I'll probably be the first one. Yeah. I couldn't tell you what was in it. Like I couldn't break down what was in it, but I'm the one that will drink it and say, "Yeah, fellas, it's safe."
We're good.
Yeah,
good to go.
Yeah, and then we've got our differences of where. So there was a bottle that was suggested that we bring to you, and like literally as soon as I heard the name, I was like, "Don't you dare!" Guess what they tried to give us? Guess what they tried to give us in the shop? Our very first filming, and there was something that me and you were like, "No."
The Koval. How dare they?
Yeah.
Right.
How dare they?
So
Nigel's got this really delicate palate.
I have something of a delicate palate, but more importantly, I don't think that drinking should be a chore, right?
but
So
searching for the flavour in the drink must be.
So there are certain things when they're poured, they're very light. The flavour is there, but it's very light. It's something that's very almost ethereal. It's very, like, it comes, it goes, and that's it. These two peat monsters.
No.
These two bog monsters over here, Swamp Thing 1 and Swamp Thing 2. If it isn't full bodied and almost choking you when you're drinking on the way down, then it has no place in their cabinet or in their world.
Unfair.
Kind of thing.
That's not what it
Cold
was.
kind of falls into that category. It's a very light, very easy to drink American whiskey.
Like air.
There's one in particular that's like seriously, it's one of those things that you would probably drink the whole bottle
Looking for it.
and not realize that you've drunk the bottle. You're kind of like, shit, is it finished?
Did I taste it?
Did I taste it all? And then you try to stand up and you fall down on your face. But yeah, they don't approve of its subtlety and its nuance.
Wow. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So that was one of the suggestions of what we should bring to you today. I'm like, that's not going anywhere. I'm not putting money behind that.
I love that we don't agree.
Yeah.
Of course.
Our taste profiles are very different, but every now and again there is a unifying beverage that we all agree on, and maybe even for different reasons, but we all like it. You know what I mean? And that gets a Glassmates salute, but it's rare when
Gets
that
rated
happens,
GM.
but it's
Anything that. I mean, I've seen everybody
last summer.
have a dram of this today, and
I mean, there's a few.
This is nice. But I don't know if we'd rate this gym, but it is nice. So what was there was one
there was an elements in the summer,
The LP9.
but
Yeah.
You won't
get
find
it.
it. So Elements are based up in Islay in Scotland.
Shout out to Ollie and crew.
Yeah, they do maybe 3 or 4 core, and then they get barrels from all the other distilleries and age them in their own way, and then they sell the sort of 300 bottles, 400 bottles that they get out of it, and every edition gets a different number. And they did one last year called the LP9, which is basically a Lefroy number 9, and my goodness. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I just
Absolutely.
want to describe like the faces that all three of you are making are faces of joy. You're looking back and you're all smiling.
Because what happens is like we get to these events and we start off our day together, and then what happens is like you start realizing like it's 2:00 and time's running out, so you just kind of like start spreading out. But then what happens is you end up hailing each other from across the room, like this,
Yeah.
this,
Okay.
and then we'll this,
Yeah.
and then it happens from time to time, and it's a beautiful thing. Because we disagree on so much.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
The
thing.
other
find a
ones would
unifying
be
beverage.
the Eldorado. Not the Versailles. Which one is it? The Enmore. Is it the Enmore that's there? Or is it the Versailles?
We've got
Yeah.
the Embo.
Yeah, so Eldorado, rum manufacturer from Guyana.
You got the Guyanese people then playing.
They do a limited run
Guyanese.
of rums from certain sort of stills and distilleries, etc. The one that they do from Enmore, it's bloody beautiful.
Yeah.
It's rum, but it's brandy at the same time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll play that game.
And then if you're talking about cognac, you have to talk about AE D'Or.
Another one you can't buy, sorry.
And I'm gonna swear, fucking goodness. Their entry point is about £100, £150. The numbered selection, which starts at sort of, I think, number 6 and goes upwards, they start at sort of $3,000 and go up and up and up. But everything you fucking taste from them is
Otherworldly.
Noted.
nonsense.
Otherworldly. It's one of those ones you get a chance to taste it.
Noted.
Take the black, take the splash.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you see
Take the
these
time.
things and they're like £45 a dram. You're like, can I afford that this month? Yeah, cool. Try it.
Then do it.
Enjoy it.
Do it. You will not go
Even like
wrong.
with the champagne when we was at the champagne show.
Oh, the Churchill.
Yeah, we came across Paul Roger Churchill. So it's
Nice.
Winston Churchill's champagne of choice. As much as I don't agree with the man's politics and life behaviour, this champagne is
Yeah, magnificent.
perfect.
Magnificent.
perfect, and it's not stupidly expensive.
Yeah, it's like 70 quid a bottle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Champagne, we're talking about champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that for me again is just
Even the presentation of it comes like
in a wooden box,
velvet lined kind of box.
Oh yeah.
Just you roll up to a party with that or to a celebration with that. People have to, go and bring you food.
bring his glasses. Bring his glasses.
Yeah, like you don't go to the kitchen and get food.
bring the washed glasses.
They say,
the
what are
clean
you
ones.
having?
Yeah.
What are you having? Oh no, I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
And I'll get the salmon for you. It's all right. Yeah. They have to they put some respect on your name.
And the way that box is presented, you got somewhere to sleep it off afterwards. that's some luxury material in here, man.
Yeah, that was actually one of the things that we're going to be doing. So Glassmates is not just going to be about the events. We're actually going to be doing like film stuff. So we're going to be doing what we call Glassmates TV, where we'll be doing several different kind of visual experiences. And one of the things that we want to kind of give to people through everything that we'll be doing is giving people tips on life. So you've got like people say to you, what's the best kind of football boots for playing on AstroTurf and da-da-da. We want to tell people what's the kind of best thing to take to an occasion. So say for instance you're going to meet the in-laws for the first time. What bottle should you take for dad? Because dad's not going to like you. Because why are you here? So kind of giving that kind of information so you can look at you and go, okay, so it's a young man of distinction. Like,
yes.
Yeah, his trousers are riding too low, but he's a young man of distinction.
And that's however high your trousers are riding, they're too low.
Let's see, they could be around your nipples.
Yeah, they could be around your neck. Yeah.
So things like that.
Okay.
Like we said, like when we're talking to brands, we explain to them, we're not about the getting drunk, like you said. Like we are about a lifestyle brand.
Okay.
And it's about kind of, like we said, it's that drinking better, not drinking more expensive, but drinking better, knowing...
Having an informed opinion.
Knowing when and where is the right place to have a certain thing. Because you can't go to a barbecue and be standing in the corner of a barbecue drinking £7,000 cognac. Because it's stupid, because you're now eating burnt meat against this beautifully delicate drink which you can't taste. It's like my biggest pet peeve, and has been for years, is people drinking champagne in hot clubs. You can't taste the champagne. The champagne's at the wrong
temperature.
The air in here is messing it up. It tastes like cheese, it smells like cheese, and now your breath smells like cheese. Get yourself.
Don't drink champagne in the club.
Please, I'd love to see you say that someone in the club. It smells like cheese. Your breath's like cheese. Go get orange juice.
He'll do it.
Challenge accepted.
All right, I'm friends with Case.
I can't wait to talk to you next. We're gonna have a Nigel and Coke, cheese wars, and Otis.
A month free of alcohol.
Yeah.
Let's all do something impossible that we can't ever do.
I'll be honest. Until today, since New Year's, I've not actually drank, but I've enjoyed this experience way more than the Christmas excessive drinking.
Okay,
that's it. Because it's a different thing. Because with that excessive drinking, it goes into your system. The first two you taste.
And after that,
it's all just the vibe and the buzz, and then it's the horribleness afterwards, and then you're waking up dehydrated.
Yeah. The regret.
What regret?
Huh?
Sorry? Huh?
Nothing. Billy, edit that bit.
So, are you guys all into comics as well then? Because I know I was into.
My son's named after Superman.
He gets teased.
Kal-El.
Yeah.
Man, you should have gone with Soups.
What, Soupy? You call it Soupy?
Yeah.
The poor kids.
Just go deal with that. Wear it on your shoulders, man. Wear it on your shoulders.
Like
Said they poured soup in my bag again, Dad. Again.
Did you tell him your last son of Krypton? Did you tell him that?
From now on, your name's Campbell.
So no. That's how I learned how to read. As a child, I couldn't read, and my friend of my mum's son, who was about, I think Richard's like 6 years older than me, had all these DC comics, and there's all these things. So I had all these Green Lanterns and all this. I'm like, I can't read none of this. And those comics have got huge words in them.
Yeah, that's me.
I forced myself to learn what it was going along with these pictures. That's how I learned how to read. And like my first cinema experience was the first Superman movie. So
what a film!
Yeah, it still.
How can you watch other films after that?
Well,
like when that benchmark has been set. That's truly great film. Yeah,
you just hold every movie up to it.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah, and it's not. And so the funny thing is, you show anyone who's born now like that, anyone who's come up through this Marvel Universe thing, you show them that, they're sitting there, look at that, he's clearly lying on a table. But it's the
story, man.
It's the story, the mythology, the soundtrack, everything that comes along with those first
and
two
Chris,
movies.
My man Chris.
No one's touched him since then. We've had like 79 different Supermans, and none of them have come anywhere close.
I don't know. I think,
and physique-wise, he wasn't the best.
I think different Superman actors have achieved different things.
Who has come close?
So for me,
Brandon Ruth wasn't bad.
No.
Hold on.
What?
But he was in a shit film.
That's
the difference.
But like Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was in a questionable movie. But in terms of aesthetic,
oh yeah, physically he's
Cavill's
bigger than Superman.
And then in terms of just entertainment and enjoying it from start to finish, I back Dean Cain, man. I loved Lois and Clark.
Like the first few series,
of
Lois and Clark,
That's the Adventures of Superman. That was the Adventures of Superman. That was
that was the Adventures of Lois and Clark.
They were named differently here and in the States.
Really?
Yes.
Well, so here it was called the Adventures of Superman, right?
Adventures of Superman in the States, Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how
DC really sold that tight contract. Yeah, you're going to call it the Adventures of Lois and Clark?
Don't you dare call it Superman in the US.
You can't even eat soup in that show. There's no soups in that.
Can we call it soupy?
It's great. It's great though that comic books. I think the reason they've had such a not even a resurgence, the reason that they're getting so much attention and budget behind them now is because they can finally give some of these characters, especially some of the magical powers that they have, they can actually do them visual justice, right? But people forget how powerful these stories were. Like you said, were well before they had the facilities to do this. Yeah. And I think that people have slept on comics and animated novels because they think, they're just, pictures for kids. It's a very interesting space now. Like even games like I've been playing Anthem recently, and I think
what's that?
It's like you basically, if I'm honest with you, you're Iron Man, right? I mean, you're in.
I'm sold.
You're in these suits.
What format?
Yeah, continue. Cross format. So you're in this like dystopian future where it's a different universe, but it's Earth. It's an Earth-like world, an M-class planet, and there's something called the Anthem, which is a very strong, powerful force, which is out there. And you have grown up in a society that's struggled to control the Anthem. People have tried to control it, but it's this amazing life force. When the Anthem is around, new creatures can be created. Animals can be made out of rocks, or there could be crossovers of new types of animals. But they've developed this technology, and they call them javelins. These suits which you wear, which I'm honest, the Iron Man suits, bro. Yeah.
What the name javelin has been used in anime and manga.
Exactly.
For years. Mecha, javelin, same thing.
Exactly. So you strap on your javelin and you get busy, basically, in this game. So it's from EA.
It's funny when you say strap on your javelin and you get busy.
There's lots of types of javelin. There's a speedster. There's a strong one. There's a ranger, but there's no strap-on specific javelin yet. The DLC, it's on PC. Someone will make it. You say it can be made. So basically, I'm very early on in the game, so I've had a little go, and it's kind of roaming around this environment. It's quite co-op heavy actually. So they recommend. It's from EA. So while they've got Apex Legends is their big title, which is kind of kicking Fortnite's ass at the moment, to be frank. Anthem's it's doing so well.
Fortnite
Anthem's
dried up.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
They run out of money. They're getting sued too much.
I don't even think it's that. I think with Fortnite, it's that plateau. Like you can only have a neon fight night so many times a year. Do you know what I mean? You can only add the extra werewolf pack so many times, and then your world is now limited unless you are literally going to start taking people to another world and doing it that way. They've plateaued.
That sounds like what the Iron Man suit is, because I stopped playing computer games because I realized I didn't have time to play computer games, live life, and make money. So literally, I've got a PS3 at home, still sat there plugged in, hasn't been turned on for at least 2 to maybe 3 years.
You're advanced,
and I've got a brethren of mine that knows that I was a Gran Turismo king, owned every single one in advance of release, Japanese versions and all. when the last one come out, get the phone call, bro. Have you seen the video I sent to you? Come off my phone. Like, but bro, did you watch the YouTube link I sent you? Come off my phone. So you watched it then. Come off my phone. Because I don't have the money and the time to be able to live this life. Because now I've got to play online, which means, as you know, with online games, you got to be up to scratch. Because all it takes is you being offline for 48 hours and everyone has leveled up on waiting. And you can't do nothing. Like your guns ain't wear nothing, your car ain't wear nothing. Like everyone's got some kind of new armor that came out at 2:45 in the morning in the US and everyone's got it and you haven't. Like, I don't have that. I don't have the devotion anymore. I wish I did, but I don't have the devotion anymore.
See, mine is a different story. I still own an Xbox.
The original one?
Xbox. I didn't numbers or anything.
Have you emulated it?
No, I haven't. I'm going to. And I have a Wii. And my Xbox at this moment in time is 90% solely for beat 'em ups. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2, arguably the best fighting game of all time. Mm-hmm. Soul Calibur.
Wow.
Is that one or two?
No, Soul Calibur 3 and 4. The Street Fighter Anthology 25th anniversary. Mm-hmm. So all of them, including Street Fighter 3 and EX and all of those things. Anybody wants to get their ass kicked, holla.
Oh wow,
those are big words, bro.
Everyone comes to that big talking, and you know what? Holla. I love it when people drop that in casual conversation. Like, yeah, do you want to come over to mine and play Street Fighter? I'll mash you up real quick. And,
holla.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I'll just bust you down and then we go.
A few other things on there: Tekken versus Street Fighter.
Yeah.
NBA Jams, Who Wants Licks, and arguably the best game, the best driving game that ever came out, which was Burnout. Burnout 3 is immaculate. And when they did the newer versions, I am pissed that it wasn't 2-player on the one machine.
Outrun all day. Yeah, I said it.
Burnout. Wow. Burnout.
I'm trying to remember which Burnout it is that I murdered. You know when you can sit there and talk to a man while you're playing?
It's the third one. It's the third one. It has to be the third one. The third one.
All of them. There was one of them in particular where people used to come over to my house and it was just like people get vexed because I'd be doing them ones like, know where the corner's like, yeah, it's a bro. Like,
yeah.
Have you seen my score? Like, I'm murdering you. And it was the one where you could throw the crashes into slow motion and turn the vehicle.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Burnout 3. I'm telling you, it's the best driving game ever.
I would argue that no, it wasn't. Micro Machines was the best driving game ever.
Micro Machines is close. Micro Machines is close.
On the Mega Drive, where it had the 2 ports in the actual cartridge.
Yeah,
you
top
plugged
down.
in two ports.
So you can play 4 players.
And you knock man off the.
And I'm surprised it hasn't been ported over the years. I'm surprised.
It has.
These geeks that I spend my time with. I mean, I was out. As you know, I was out doing stuntmen
I used to have so before I became more of an outgoing person. Actually, no, I was always a sociable person. But what we do is we'd have link ups at my yard on a Friday evening. So we'd order garlic bread and pizza from the local shop for £6 because we were young, we didn't have money, and then we'd say, right, cool, we're going to listen to the Westwood show on a Friday night. So we'd plug in Westwood and we'd literally sit down while Westwood is playing that until hours of the morning. Like it was a known thing. You come to my house on a Friday night, that's what we're doing. And then what we do is like end of the month, because Westwood's was on a Saturday at the end of the month, once a month, that would be the warm up. Go Westwood's, boom, boom, boom. Dancing there, try to talk to 2 gal, they wouldn't be having it. Go and buy a bagel. This is the life.
Camberwell bagel, yeah.
I'm from East from. Come now.
Roman Road, man.
Roman Road bagel,
It's a
24-hour
this
bagel.
was Tottenham.
Okay.
Because remember, it was at Temple.
Yeah.
Go to the Bagel Bakery because it was spelled wrong. It wasn't spelled bagel. It was spelled bagel.
That's the right spelling.
That's the correct spelling. That's the Jewish way.
No,
that's
but they had the letters the wrong way around, so it wasn't spelled correctly.
How did they spell it?
Let me see. Was it BIEG here?
That's the correct way.
Is that the way?
Yeah.
Sorry to the Jewish community.
Put yourself in bed with Corbyn there, man.
I just like to explain I'm not anti-Semitic. These are
those are the kind of slurs that would be fucking up shit, you know, bruv.
But yeah, we used to do that and then go back in like 6 a.m. Like,
wow.
But that was literally. So I've actually got a Mega Drive at home. I've got an N64 at home. A Wii. I've got the mini SNES, which I've been trying to like port some ROMs onto it because the games it comes with are dead. I don't know who told people over at Nintendo that those were the 20 games we wanted, because they weren't the 20 games we wanted.
I think the company that made it said, these are the 20 games we want, and Nintendo said, this is how much it costs, and said, those aren't the 20 games
that we actually
want. How much?
But then what about the Sega one? Because the Sega one, for the most part, I'd say 80% of the games on it are games that people remember. No, games that people remember, people actually want to play. So why did Sega get it right, so to speak, and Nintendo?
I didn't buy the
PlayStation one is dead.
It has to be like, I mean, with decisions like that, it has to be licensing because people know how valuable IP is, really. So if you want it, you got to pay that price. You got to put your money where your mouth is to get it.
Because there's the PS1 one as well, isn't there? Yeah. And I looked at that and I was like, none of these were the games that I played, that I spent good money copying onto burnt discs. Like,
there we go. Yeah. Right. Anyway, guys. Right. Before we wrap today's show, I'd like
it's rapping again.
This was before we started recording.
We recorded that.
So it didn't happen. Almost put an echo on me. It's too late. I'm going in. Okay.
Fire in the booth. Fire in the booth.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
You remember we used to tune into Westwards and the big guy in there,
damn, it's the big dog,
and he's sitting there for like 2 minutes going,
out with the Glassmates, drinking whiskey, go ahead, big bruv,
one sec,
hold tight with the Glassmates
for 10 minutes.
See, everybody does a comedy version of it, but what's the
Westwood does a comedy version of it. It's called his voice.
What's the guy always wearing the leather jacket, nothing underneath?
Roll Faith.
And he did one, and the beat dropped, and he's still going, yeah. Oh, what? Did I miss it? And they gave him about 3 chances, and he missed the beat every time. That would be me.
Right, so
damn, everybody's in there laughing. It's having a good time.
All my big dogs out in those
drinking Bunnahabn whiskey. 12-year-old.
Oh, it's going down, that? Baby.
Yeah. Understand it.
Understand.
Man like Marcus is in the building. Understand. Yo, a lot of big things.
Remember for his stage of ending focus 1.
Yeah. What? A lot of big things. A lot of big whiskey things happening with Glassmates crew.
I think you'd have a good time having a drink with him, you know. I think you would
get his old ass drunk, seriously. It'd be back to the home for him. Back to the home. Yeah, no, they keep him saying Westwood's in his 50s. Bruv, you've been in your 50s since I was in my 20s. Like, that's not possible. Love you and all.
So,
friend of the family.
You know, cool.
Friend of the show.
Our listener would probably want to go to the shop and buy a drink recommended by yourselves. Mm-hmm. What's a drink that they can find in a regular store that you think is something that you guys would co-sign almost collectively, or probably separately, because I know we've got, we
have to go 1, 2, 3.
Nigel with the, delicate palate, and then we've got the peat monsters, as you said, or you like fuller flavours. Mm. So what's, what would you say, going into a shop,
readily available.
Readily available beverage, if there is one. If there isn't, that's fine. But
good question.
I would say break or dispel the myths about rum. Get yourself either a bottle of Havana 7, very affordable, very drinkable, easy to mix.
Actually, yeah.
25 quid, 30 quid tops. Do not pay more than 25 though for it.
Sainsbury's have always got a discount on it.
Sainsbury's have always got a deal on it, and it's a very, very cheap and alternative to your Bacardis and everything. And it's a good rum. You can actually sip it by itself. It makes a mean fucking daiquiri.
And a great rum and coke. And it makes a great rum and coke.
And it makes a great rum and coke. Seeing as Otis is scratching his head there, I'll add one more to the list.
I've got one.
Which it would be Eldorado, 12-year-old.
Okay.
Slightly more mature rum, sweeter, easier on the palate again to sip by itself. Doesn't need much work in it in order for you to enjoy it. 40 quid maximum, something you can bring to a party or to a family occasion and put on the table, and everybody will drink it in your hand and then ask, where the hell did you get it from?
Okay.
And readily available.
Yeah. I'd say it's an American whiskey, bourbon.
Easily available.
The Basil Hayden. Basil Hayden is available everywhere. So when we did our first show, we asked the bartender to introduce us to something that was kind of a little bit like a gateway away from Jack Daniels. So for someone who's been drinking bourbon as Jack Daniels for however long, but you come in, you want to try something else because now you've got a better job and you kind of want to have a better taste experience. And he pointed us in the direction of Basil Hayden, which at the time was like, okay, not really heard of this. What is it? It looks expensive. It tastes expensive. It's not expensive. It's around about £50 to £60 a bottle, which is good for a bourbon, for a whiskey.
Yeah, and it's overproof too.
It's great. It's a great taste experience.
Basil Hayden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for easily available, I'm gonna go supermarket shelves, which we wouldn't normally do. And I think last year when we were doing our thing at the Eat Food Festival, we were pleasantly surprised by the Talisker 57.
The 57 degrees north.
Yeah. So that was a cask strength, so nothing is done to it between barrel and bottle. So it's quite strong, but and smoky as well. But again, I say none of that was overpowering. And on our very small sample of patrons who came through and tasted that among other whiskies, it did surprisingly well.
Yeah,
very.
So I think as a gift bottle or something, if you just want to experiment with a little smokiness, you do all right with that. That's the Talisker 57.
Talisker 57, the Basil Hayden,
Yeah,
and
Basil
the
Hayden.
Havana 7.
Havana 7.
Or Eldorado 12.
Okay, and what's a drink that I need to get and bring to a party if I want to make sure everybody knows that I really don't want to be there and I don't like them?
Really?
WKD. Turn up with a one. No, you only do that large bottle, clank that in the middle of the table, and then drink something else. Like everyone's like, what?
No, because people will take that as being irony. Like, if you really don't,
Oh, they'll be like, "You're so hipster."
yeah,
Okay, cool.
like it's like bringing Lambrini. Like
He's being ironic.
yeah, he's being ironic. What is the name of the?
What, you want a drink that's going to get you kicked out, or drinks that people are like, oh, okay, didn't really.
What's the
Warnings.
no, yeah,
Turn up with a bottle of Warnings, bro.
yeah, Warnings. That's a good shout.
It looks like custard.
It's Advocar.
Yeah.
Never seen this.
There you go.
I would go with Midori.
melon flavored liqueur.
You walk into a party with Midori, I know you don't respect me.
Yes.
Like, you have no love for my taste. Because you're not going to use it in anything, ever.
What's the other one? Mateus.
Yeah.
That wine in the weird bottle
Oh,
with
yes.
the ripples in it. I think it's a
Yeah,
red
Mateus,
wine.
yeah.
Mateus.
Yeah. That clearly says when people are like, whose friend is that?
Or Blue Nun.
Nobody's friend.
Bring a Blue Nun.
Blue Nun.
A blue nun.
Yeah, German strong wines. Horrible.
You wanna fuck shit up?
German white Riesling. It's horrible.
Find if you can and take along a baby sham.
A baby sham.
Nah, Baby Sam says,
You know what?
That's the ironic. That's the irony
that
thing
can
again.
hit the
That's
retro.
WK.
That can hit the retro
yeah,
crowd.
the retro.
Like, oh, I see what you did.
Yeah,
you bring through a Baby Sham, especially in the old blue and the blue bottle, people will be like, can I get some of that?
Yeah. I wonder if it still tastes the same.
Also, guys, don't Google blue nun.
Seriously?
Yeah,
All right. Can I say?
Times have changed.
Can I say Blue Nun wine?
Yes.
If you are going to Google it, Blue Nun wine.
That's WINE, not WHI. That wine. Yeah,
Okay.
just to keep yourself safe.
Wow.
No, but thank you so much.
Wow.
Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you for
I
having
really
us.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
this is the kind of vibe that we can expect at your events when we see the Glassmates.
And we'll have more alcohol in us as well. So yeah.
Nice. So this is Nigel, Jimmy, and Otis here, Glassmates here at How to Kill Now. I've had some great time killing time with you today. And this is how you enjoy alcohol. I just want to say,
This is how you do it.
sip it, talk about it, and bust some jokes, man.
Yes,
Thank you very much. Like the guy said, head to glassmatesuk.com Com. That's it. And check out Glassmates on all social media. Also, if you Google, unlike Blue Nun, you don't get a surprise. If you Google Glassmates UK, we actually can find all your stuff on the socials as well. And I look forward to coming to one of your live events. And you are welcome to come back on the show anytime.
Cool.
I feel like the challenge is on me now to provide a beverage.
Like we turn up and go, oh, okay.
If one of you, I think next time here, one of you goes, that's all right. I think I've done okay. But thanks for coming on the show, man, and thanks for listening. Hey.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having
us. It's going down in the suburbs.
Turn me up in my headphones.
Plenty of ways to kill some time out there. Thank you for killing some time with us.
Yeah.